Alright, welcome to my guide here, guys. So we're gonna start off with some trips that we can throw on B. These trips are not gonna be like that fun, right? These are just standard trips to throw here. These are pretty common. They can be jumped over, but a lot of people aren't expecting trips, you know, this late up. And if they do, most of the time they shoot them, so you get value off of them, which is nice. There's a few other trips that you can throw here. Like anything across this line here is gonna be really good. Especially since you can shoot through this box pretty easily at them. Next, you have any trips off these barrels. These are always going to be great. Having random angles here like this, always going to be fun. There's not very many trips on this site that you can throw that are going to be really useful. Just like random trips along the bottom of the sledge are going to be generally good. However, on this map, there are a lot of cams that are useful. After barrier drops, you can throw really high cams up here, as well as cams up here. So like something like this, most of the time it's not going to get cleared, and you just have some free information off that. There's also ones that are going to be down here that don't get cleared a lot, especially if you place it a little bit lower than I did here. So like right about here, you can see their heads walking up B main, but they can't see your cam. Most of the time, that's all the info you need. Put it down and don't touch it again. You have a lot of information that cross danger. There's also a few other cams like this, where you can place it out here. Right? A lot of big information from this. You can see both sides of the entrance pretty well, but it's gonna get shot. Or basically anything high up on the wall back here is gonna give you decent information as well. You can also put the cam down here. Again, it'll see their heads, but it won't be able to see you. And obviously, you can see them jump across things like this. For cages, I just recommend throwing them in the chokes most of the time. Where I play back here, and I'm gonna be playing off these trips.
Cage triggered.
So if it gets popped, you shoot through it.
Cage triggered.
If this trip gets popped, you're shooting through it there. That's pretty much it. Actually, one last trip I'm gonna show off here is it's this trip. It's the kill trip that you don't need to do anything. They're pretty much dead. There's a few of these, like this one as well. But yeah, kind of like that. Most of the time, you're not gonna place a trip mid. Hopefully, you have competent teammates that are gonna be able to hold mid for you, and you're not gonna get wrapped. If you notice that they're pushing mid a lot, and you are getting flanked, just putting some simple trips here. Either one right there, or one over here. We'll do the trick for you. Next, we got A-site trips. These you can be a lot more creative with, because this is the side you're not normally gonna hold. These are two standard trips, paired with cages like this and like this.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Where it's basically covered, right? Your trip ends are covered here. You also have backside trips that you can throw if they have a KO and you're getting knifed off site, where you can just hold CT off these trips. And you can throw basically anything off these as well, and you'll be able to play off that. So just for instance, this guy and this guy. This allows you to play up here as well. Especially when you start throwing off, or when you start throwing this cam, where it allows you to see most of the site down here. If any jet
here
makes the trek from here to here, behind main, and if they want to push you bridge at all. There's also, you can't place it at the start round most of the way here, but you can place them back here and the one I showed you up here. There's one up here that's pretty good, and you can obviously place one here. It's not as great, but it's still better than nothing. And finally, there's one up here that rarely is broken. It allows you to see into main a lot, as well as most of site, and most of the time it's not gonna get broken. Next, we're gonna talk about attack trips. There are a few standard ones, right? If you're attacking A, you wanna have this. It's pretty good. Doesn't really matter where, but they're not gonna be able to flank you with it. Then, what I normally do on attack is I try to get a little bit of info for my team. Clearing this corner is really good, and the rest of the site. If you want, instead of putting it here, you can put it here. Slightly bit more information, but more likely to get broken right away, and it's not as good of a spot for post plant.
Here.
Because I've noticed a lot of my teammates, at least, have been planting here instead of here. So, there's that. Post plant, I typically play back a main to play off whatever. And if you have a second trip available, you can place it basically as their entering site. So like if bombs planted here, I'd place it something like that. And I'll just wait with the cage back here,
Cage triggered.
pop it and shoot. That's pretty much it for A takes. We're gonna go to B. What we're doing for B takes is start a round, or before round starts, we're gonna place a trip across the way here. Covers flank from spawn, and then we're gonna place a trip right about here. This prevents people from being able to jump over it, considering all their feet will be hit by it, and they can't updraft over it. Typically I'm not really throwing camera until post plant on this map, or on this side. Hopefully your teammates are planting on the ledge here most of the time. So just like a simple cam over here to get them off of it, or a camera all the way back here to play it as well. And typically you're just gonna be sitting back here, or if your team gets enough space on the site, I like to play here with a camera, up top here. Maybe. There you go. To watch both exits, right? Especially in a low situation where it's like a 2v2 or a 2v1 or something like that. Having a cam like that's really good. But yeah, that's really all I've got for you. There's nothing really too much else for Cypher around this map, to my knowledge. Right now, I think Cypher is really great for this map. I don't think people play him enough on this map. I think a lot of people are going for KJ right now, and I've seen her util setups, and I think they're pretty good on this map. Well, with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Peace!